I don't know how quick of a question this is, but basically I'll tell you the quick situation that we're in. Me and my lady have a townhouse. We're about 10 years in on the mortgage. So I guess we've already lost out if we would have been able to pay off on it in 7 years or whatever. But we're about 10 years in on the mortgage, and they just sent us a letter to refinance the townhouse, bring our payments down. I already know it's a trick. I know it's a trick. So I'm like, yo, we got about 67,000 in equity in the townhouse, something like that. So, I just don't know what the next step is. I told my lady, I was like, yo, we're going to figure it out, because I know we probably shouldn't be pulling that money out unless we're going to be doing like renovations or upgrading, or we definitely don't want to take their deal as far as refinance. I know that's just going to, just keep us on the string longer. So I saw this room, I jumped in, I was like, let me see, because we just got the letter this week. So that's what's so funny about it, that I'm in this room. So I'm asking you, like, what do you think is the best suggestion? And I'm probably going to need a consultation with you, but just off top, what do you think the next direction we should take as far as dealing with this?
Lateef, so let me see if I'm understanding what you're talking about. You've got a letter that's offering you a lower interest rate, and you could cash out if you refinance and take some cash out and do some things with it, right?
Yeah, I believe that's what the letter was saying, that we got about 60-something thousand, because the value of the townhouse has doubled over the last 10 years. So.
All right. Well, listen, that is something you could definitely do. But I've got a commercial out right now that asks the question, if you're saving money by refinancing, who's losing money?
I mean, I just heard you do the same scenario with the lady. That's why I'm asking. Like, I know it's a trick. It's a trick to it. So that's why we're trying to figure out, like, look, maybe we don't need to refinance, or like maybe we just need to just pay down on it and get it paid for. We really want to buy another property and get in the bigger space.
Right.
So, we're trying to figure out, wow, we got this equity here. Like, what do we do with it? Like, what's the next step?
There you go. There you go. So here's what you want to do. And when you do anything, when you're going out and doing anything, all right, when you're doing your research, what is the ultimate thing you want to know? All right. If you were buying tires, all right, and you knew what kind of tires you want, what would be the motivating factor for you to choose this company as opposed to another company? What are some of the factors?
Safety. I mean, I got a high performance vehicle, so it got to be tires that
right. So you know what tires you want.
Specifications.
You know what tires you want, and there are 3 companies that carry the tire you want. So what are some of the motivating factors that are going to cause you to go to one company instead of another?
The ratings on the tires.
Listen to me closely. You know what tires you want. You know the brand, you know the model. All 3 companies carry that same tire. Follow me now?
Oh, convenience, like close to me, like, or price.
And price. Price is one of them, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, so I got the same tire. I'm looking at convenience and I'm looking at price. Probably customer service is another one, okay? But price is definitely a motivating factor. All right. If one company has that same set of tires for high performance tires for, let's say, $1,500, but another company has it for, let's say, $9.99 with a coupon. Okay.
That's a no-brainer.
You said it's a no-brainer. Okay. So this is what we're talking about. Okay. So when it comes to what do you do to manage a mortgage, everybody is trying to get you distracted. And they want to get you distracted on certain other things like, what is your payment going to be? What is your interest rate going to be? How much debt can you pay off with this lower interest rate loan? Okay. What they're not telling you is how much is it going to cost you overall to accept their scenario? How much is it going to cost you to pay off your loan if you refinance? They never, ever talk about what it's going to cost you to get out of debt, do they?
Never. They just tell you what the immediate gratification is, what you're going to save right then and there. They'll never tell you the long-term game.
So listen, that's where the fugazi is, the fugazi. That's where all that is looking over here when you should be looking at what is it going to cost me? Okay. So you can say, listen, we're closer to you. We've got good customer service. Listen, our seats in our waiting room have padding, and we're going to let you watch TV, and we're going to serve you coffee and some donuts. Okay. But the price of our tires is $1,700. But over here, they don't have padding. They make you stand up. But the price of the tire is $9.99 with a coupon. Do you see what we're talking about?
Yeah, I definitely see what you're
saying. So they're trying to sell you on the bells and whistles. So can you see our example, Lateef?
Yeah, I just pulled you up on YouTube.
There is. Can you tell me about how much your mortgage was when you started it? Doesn't have to be exact.
The entire loan in the very beginning was like 84.
84,000?
Yeah.
And what
yeah,
was the interest rate?
About 5%.
There you go. That's all I need. Okay. About 5%. And was it a 30-year loan?
Yes, it is.
All right, great. So here's where we are. So the payment on that is $450.93. That's just the principal and interest. We are excluding right now taxes and insurance. Okay.
All right.
Because the taxes and insurance doesn't pay down the loan.
Copy.
So $450.93. How long have you been in this loan so far? About
10 years.
About 10 years. So if we go down to payment 120, this is where you are. If you just made every payment on time, you've paid this loan down by $15,672.61, and you've paid $38,000 in interest already to accomplish that. We got $44,000 into this already, but here is your benefit. Out of $44,000, that's what you get out of the deal. 15 grand. Okay. Now they want you to refinance the loan. Okay. So let's say this is our new refinance amount. So we're paid down to 68,000. They said you can take out about how much?
About 62,000. 62,000. We're looking at the numbers right now. My lady just pulled it up on the dashboard.
Okay. So you owe about 62,000, right?
It's about 66.
About 66,000. All right. So I'm just rounding things off. Okay. 66,000. And if you're thinking about taking out some money, what are you going to do with that money once you take it out? Do you know?
I mean, like I said, we really want to get a bigger place and maybe rent this place out right here.
Okay.
You know, we wouldn't know. That's why we don't want to make any moves on it, because we actually don't know what we would do with it.
Oh, you don't know what you would do. So let's say you don't have to do anything with it. So we're not going to take any cash out. All right.
Okay.
So then if you refinance, then you got to know why you're refinancing. If you're not going to take cash out, why would you refinance? To get those.
Well, that's why I know the refinance is not a good way to go at the moment.
Okay. But let's just say you were going to refinance. What would be some of the reasons for it? So we can show this example. What would be some of the reasons why people would refinance? To get a lower interest rate?
I guess we could do some renovations and upgrade the house, bring down our monthly payments and, you know, stuff like that. I mean, but
okay. All right.
You know, we would rather pay the property off sooner and then go for another property if that would be more ideal for us. But
all right.
Like I said, you know,
well, see, here's what we're talking about. I know what you'd rather do. All right. And I think everybody else does too, what you would rather do. But you don't want to base that on what you're feeling, because right now you're making a decision based on this is what it feels like to me. It feels like I'd be better off not refinancing, but you don't know you'd be better off by refinancing or not refinancing because you don't know what it's going to cost, do you?
Nah, you're right.
No.
Right.
See, I don't care who it is on this Clubhouse stage or who it is, wherever you are, whatever we're saying, make us prove it with the numbers.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.